I'm blessed. Oh, I'm blessed. Yeah. I say we bless. Oh, we bless.
Mr. Lee on the beats.
Every day.
I'm going to be taking you guys along with me through my flight from the Douala International Airport to Brussels and then to London HR. So do well to keep on watching. So once I got to the airport, I was asked for a yellow card which I couldn't film, so I had to get that. I weighed my things and they were all wrapped up. I had 2 bags of 23 kg each and my hand luggage was supposed to be 10 kg. I also changed some money. I later proceeded to this desk where my bags were weighed for a second time and then labeled such that it goes directly to the destination. That's my final destination, which is London HR. Apparently what happens is the plane the passengers enter is not the same plane which the boxes and luggages enter, especially if you're going to have a transit in another country. So my luggages went directly to London HR. While I was on transit, I didn't have to check for my luggage and all that. I just had to relax and chill, wait for the next plane before getting my luggage. So after checking, I was directed to the route that I had to go in order to get to the waiting room. So let's go. It was a long route. At this point, I was really feeling down, but then I had to be strong for myself. I've never been here before. I need to be strong. I was missing my mom and sisters already, but yeah, at this point the adventure started. So on my way to the next custom area, you're going to see like stores where people could get African accessories, clothes and all that. You have all those kind of things that you can do at the airport. And this was the next stop where your flight and your boarding pass was going to be checked, and were checked thoroughly. Like some people had to take out their shoes and all to make sure that they were safe and sound. Later we waited in the waiting room and later on proceeded to get into the plane. Yeah, it was getting real. Our hands were sanitized and also our boarding pass were checked so they could know our seat number and we were directed to where we could sit. So apparently the plane was so big, it had different segments, like there's first class, economy and all that, but everywhere was just nice and comfortable. I finally got to my seat. I was flying an economy. So yeah, so at this point my seat belt and everything was intact and I was ready for the we had these mini TV screens in front of our seat where they further gave us instructions to make sure that everybody was safe, to put their seat belts and all the other things that were not prescribed in the plane. The plane took off at about 11:45 and the view was amazing from the sky, but since it was dark we couldn't see a lot, just the beautiful lights and missing home already. About 40 minutes to an hour later, we were given some food, bread, water, juice and everything. I later on slept because it was really kind of boring and I didn't want to be thinking. They got us up in the morning with breakfast. You were allowed to choose from a range of different things. This is what came out from my little tiny box. I had orange juice, biscuits and everything. We finally arrived Brussels. Yeah. And that was about 6 a.m. 5 or so. So this was the Brussels International Airport, and from here that's when it all started, because man, you don't want to miss it from here. You don't have to stop from here because the Brussels airport was amazing. It was big, the hostesses were friendly. I saw a lot of people going to different countries. Like the difference from how we were received and treated from the Cameroon airport to the Brussels airport, you could see the clear difference. The airport was so big, they had so many planes and everything. So I proceeded through the gateway, then I passed by this beautiful shop. You could actually buy some things on your way here. Some of them are duty free. whereas others you could see all the luxury brands, buy gifts for your family for Christmas, get everything. I later on proceeded to check at what time my next plane was going to be departing. Yeah, the sun was rising and the view was amazing, so I couldn't miss that. So right now I'm on my way to check where the other people who are going to London were seated, and you have to be really careful and sharp at this point because you can easily miss your flight when you're on transit. Try to find the people that are going to your destination and hang around them such that you guys can live together. So we were later checked again when we finally saw the part where we had to go. They checked us again for a second time, made sure you had your visa and you had paid for your flight ticket in order to leave for London HR. So at this point, we're headed for the plane, and I was excited to see my dad and family and everything. Same procedure, you had to find your seat, but this plane was a smaller plane. So, and again, your girl was seated by the window. We also had these small carriage places where we could fit in our hand luggage and stuff, but there were so many people, and some people had to fit in their hand luggage underneath other people's seats. So the smaller planes were more restricted and all that. You could not charge your phone or something. So yeah, so we took off for London HR, and it was 9:59 a.m. and this was the most amazing thing that happened, because once I got to London, it was still 9:59 a.m. Our local woman was shocked because apparently I'd studied about this way back in school, where you can gain time some countries, but I never experienced it, so I was so shocked. The view was amazing. I felt like I was living next to the sun. We're also giving some hand sanitizers. You know, the pandemic is still out there, so you need to keep safe and everything. So from Brussels to London HR is just about an hour. So guys, just keep enjoying the view. Hey God, see how everywhere is just looking nice. I didn't even want to go down. So we finally landed and the view was amazing. The roads were clean. You know, Sophia, local woman, had finally arrived London, but then it only got started. After we arrived, everyone proceeded. We had to leave according to our roles. We left and later had to stand in a queue to wait for the custom to check everything, ask us questions just to make sure that you're not a trafficker, you didn't steal somebody's identity and everything. So yeah, like what I said, those were our luggages and they were already in London HR before we came. After the custom area, we're not allowed to film there. I later on came, I saw my luggages, then found my way out, saw daddy, my stepmom, my brothers. Everybody was so excited to see me, and finally I had arrived, and we thank God for joining mercies. Thank you all so much for the love on my last video. Do to subscribe for my channel, because I tell you, my people, it's about to be lit. Come explore the UK with me and all the good bomb stuff. See you guys on my next one. Merry Christmas.